Hey guys, Glenn Calloway coming to you from the basement. Give me a chance to get myself set up here. Expecting Sam and Rob at 8 o'clock. Hope everyone's doing well. Hope everybody's not freezing to death. We seem to be having real cold snaps going on across North America. Not fun. We're going to have some fun tonight. We got a couple of cool things going on. I hope they work. We hope they work. We'll fill you in a minute. Okay, I'm here. John's ready to go. Sorry, John, I copy email. Sam St. John. Northern Revolutions and music with John. Send. Okay. John, I just Sam, John, I just sent the email in. John, if you want to join us tonight, we're doing something. We can let you in on it because none of us are prepared really. So you'll be right comfortable with the rest of us. Check your emails, guys. If you have trouble, let me know. I can figure something out. Again, Tuesday night, temperatures dropping. By Friday, we're going to be minus 17 Celsius. I have no idea what that is in Fahrenheit. I do. It's cold. Awesome, Lloyd. Glad you're not freezing. That's good. I can't believe this. Sam's been on time. What are you doing? Well, come on, John, and we'll tell you. Okay. Well, there's 13 watching already. Okay, so I guess I can kind of talk about it. We're going to have a draft, like a sports draft or team. We're going to draft a team. Last week we found a list. Someone put a list together compiled of all artists over 70. I'm going to guess there was like 25 or 30 names on the list. So we decided to hello, Samuel.
Glenn.
Old man, take a look at my life. Good one.
I heard we're talking about
I was just trying to explain it here. So we got we had a list someone compiled of I don't know how many musicians, 25 or 30 that are over the age of 70. The oldest on the list was Willie Nelson at 89. I don't know if he's actually turned 90 yet.
He will in April.
In April, okay. So we decided we'd have a draft, like a sports team draft. And we even have all these leagues now, they have to have a salary cap, so you can't spend too much money. So we got an age cap on here of 360 years. So we're going to take turns drafting. Once a player's got an artist is gone, he's gone. You can't pick him. And you got to come up with a team of 5 staying within the boundaries of the age cap of 360. So you can't pick all 80-year-olds or you'd be over. So if you pick 4 players and you've hit the cap, then that's it. You got 4.
Now, are we making a band or we're just having 5 guys?
Well, I think it's up to you to do it, how you want to do it. If you want to do your 5 favorites or a band, doesn't matter.
All right.
I think it's just fun.
Yeah.
And I also want to introduce our trivia game tonight. So,
that's right.
There's a trivia game. I invented a name for it called STUMPUS. All one word, STUMPUS.
That's right. I forgot about that.
We want everybody who's watching to challenge us with trivia questions. There's no one smarter in the VC than myself, Sam, and Rob. And when John joins us from Music Talk with John, I mean, we're going to be unbeatable. No one will ever be able to come up with a question that will stump us. And so here's what you got to do. You got to make a comment and put the word STUMPUS in your comment. Here's Rob.
Hey, guys.
Hey, how's it going? Just trying to explain some rules and stuff. So we got through the old age draft here. I'm trying to talk about doing the trivia thing where we're going to get challenged with trivia questions.
Oh, boy.
So you got to make a comment for saying STUMPUS. So we know that, say, CGC Vinyl Christian is going to ask us a question on his next comment. So we're kind of going to be prepared for it. So give us a heads up by writing the word STUMPUS, all one word, SUMPUS.
STUMPUS.
Yeah. John's trying to get to gosh darn priorities. I'm trying. Are you guys doing the draft trivia then? We're doing the draft, and then trivia is going to be all through the night. Like whenever someone comes up with a question, we'll stop and answer it. So it's just going to happen.
Between rounds, yeah.
Yeah. So, how are you guys?
Good. How are you guys?
Top of the morning, I think. Is that what it is? You're top
It's the
drawer.
morning somewhere. Australia?
Top drawer.
Yeah. I'm doing good. I've got my Dylan set. Somebody mentioned Dylan Christian. We're not talking Dylan tonight, but that will come.
We're gonna do. I don't think Rob's gonna be too interested in doing a Dylan thing, but we're gonna.
I have just ordered my first Dylan record.
What'd you get?
So you guys remember back several months ago, I won Concert Buddies contest.
Yeah.
Okay.
And it was the 3-month Vinyl Me Please membership. So there was a lot of logistics to sort out because I'm international and he's in America and whatever. But we got it finally sorted out. So I finally ordered my first record of my 3-month membership, and it's Dylan's Blonde on Blonde.
Oh, well, my favorite Dylan album.
Yeah. So.
Wow. Very
we'll
cool.
see how that goes when it gets here. Yeah. I mean, I was sold because a good, majority of the band plays on that album. So I'm like, all right, okay.
Yeah, I think. Actually, Robbie Robertson's the only guy who plays on it.
Robertson's the only one that plays.
No, Rick Danko's on one of the songs, and I thought Richard Manuel was on one of them. When I was reading the notes, anyway. So
really,
I think it's only on one track.
But we won't argue with you. They could have played and not got credited.
Yeah, they could.
That's what Wikipedia said anyway.
You got an interesting Dylan album because that's got the heavy, like most people who hate Dylan hate that. And that's probably his heaviest.
That's like the most stereotypical like Dylan voice.
Yeah.
You're right. On New York, they play.
Oh, they played before they moved to Nashville.
The New York sessions.
So they didn't really use any of those.
I think there was one of those songs that made it, and then Robertson was the only one that continued.
He went to Nashville with them, yeah.
Yeah, maybe, obviously, Five Believers might have been the one. Yeah, but it's a good album. It's not one of my, it's actually not even in my top 10, but, I'm stupid, so.
Okay.
Apparently I'm stupid. I'm the one that doesn't have any Dylan records unless they have the band on them, so.
Well, you should have got... Planet Waves. That is Dylan in the band.
I have it.
Or Before the Flood.
Okay. I'm prepared with mustard. Well, there we go. Christian, it's 3 degrees by me, and it's getting colder, that's for sure. 3 degrees and getting colder down by Boulder Dam today. Isn't that what it is?
Yeah.
Evening, gents. Hey, Jeff.
Hey, Jeff.
How was the grandchild? Perfect. There's no other word to describe her. She's perfect. So you're not doing Dylan talk tonight? No, we can't. We're not ready yet.
I haven't listened to a note of it yet.
Sam just got it today, so.
Yeah, I haven't listened to a note, and I work in the office until tomorrow.
So I've listened to all 5 CDs now.
Yeah.
And, so I don't even.
I guess technically I've heard all of the contents of the last disc because it's already been released. But
and actually, I've listened to the first disc twice.
Oh, good.
I don't foresee a time I'll listen to any of it.
Tony Bennett is 96 years old. Yes.
Yeah.
But he's not a rocker.
He sits in a rocker.
He's a crooner. Those crooners don't count. There's a million of those old timers. John Davidson's probably still alive. Trying to get the fan. Oh, John's trying to.
He's trying to get Chipotle on the table.
Great start to Dylan. Yes. The live Dylan 66 is all the band. Yes, it is.
Minus Levon.
Yeah, minus Levon. Mickey, what's his face is the drummer?
Jones.
Willie Nelson's drummer. Right?
Was he?
Pretty sure.
I know Paul was his or something.
Was that? I thought Mickey Jones played with Willie.
He might have. So y'all are I'm trying to get my sessions here right. I know Mickey Jones was on Home Improvement.
That's right.
That's one of Tim's friends. He played with the first edition. He was a founding member. with Kenny Rogers.
Oh, was he in that? I didn't know that.
I didn't know that either. But
he dropped in to see what condition my condition was in.
He played on. Which did you know that was originally covered by Jerry? I just found this out. Jerry Lee Lewis covered that, and it's a really cool, like jazzy version that he did a few months before the first edition.
Yeah.
He was also, he wasn't. I don't think he was with Willie.
I thought I don't know why. Maybe the other guy just looks like him or something. I just did a beer can pop. Oh, no, that was wrong.
It's not beer. It's bubbly water.
Well, John, just wait until everything's calmed down and then come up. We're going to be around for a while. You got a link, so whenever you think things are calm enough, Levon sat out the 66 tour. Yes, he did.
I think he played like 1 or 2 shows, and then he said, "I can't do it."
Yeah.
And even like half of the basement tape sessions, he wasn't up there. And then he finally came back after they convinced him. He was trying to get a real 9 to 5.
He was working. He was out of the music business for a bit.
Hey, there's our boy Alex.
Hey, Alex. Awesome. Do you want to get started on our draft?
Do we have a good crowd?
What did I miss anything important in the rules or?
No, just pick 5 guys. You can decide if you want it to be a band or you want it just to be 5 of your favorite guys. As long as you stick within the 360 cap year of age cap.
Okay.
And you can't go over that. So if you pick 4 guys and you're over, that's it. That's your 4 guys.
What are we doing? Taking turns picking one at a time?
Take turns, and once they're off the list, they're off the list.
Okay.
Let's show that.
We should draw names to see who goes first. So I'll write down 3 numbers and then shuffle them up.
They're announcing concert tours left and right. They just announced Robert Plant and Alison Krauss are going to be in 3 different spots in Virginia.
Playing in Toronto in June or July.
The opener is J.D. McPherson, who is an awesome rockabilly player, and he's in his band. And so they're playing in Charlottesville, which is like an hour 45 for me. I'm really thinking about it. It's in May, a couple days after my birthday. And they just announced the Happy Together Turtles tour is gonna be around here too. But they're only what's his face hasn't been with the Turtles for a few years, so it's only one of the Turtles.
Really?
Yeah,
they're both not there. Howard and
what's the name of what's the bigger guy? What's his name?
Howard Kalin.
He's the one that's still with him. Yeah.
Where's the other guy?
Mark. He's had bad health. Poor health. Yeah.
Really? I didn't know that.
I think the guy that took his place is the guy that sang for the Archies.
Wow. So I don't know if I want to see. I want to see both those guys.
No, but Little Anthony's going to be with them, and so are the Cowsills, and then a couple others.
Okay, I got 3 numbers here in my hand. So I'm going to say, Sam, you're first. I'm just going to pull whatever number you got. That's the order you're going to draft. And then we'll go reverse, right? Should we go reverse draft after 3?
You go 1, 2, 3, 3, 2, 1. Yeah. I
don't know if anybody's going to like doing this or not. You are number 1, Sam.
Well, yeah, but what's my number?
And then Rob. You're going to be number 2 or number 3, I'll bet. Throwing it out.
The odds are.
I'm just throwing it out there.
If I'm 4, we got a problem.
Why did I have to roll this up so much? Number 2.
There you go.
So I wonder what number I am then. This will be interesting. Okay.
You're 0, Glenn.
Yeah.
You guys can't see my screen yet, can you?
No.
Well, you know what? Glenn and I had this working offline, and now it's not working.
Glenn might have to confirm it.
No.
Share screen. Hold on a second.
Hey, yeah, Steve, I'm glad you ordered that.
Oh, that didn't work. So you can't share now you don't have it. Oh, here it is. I got it.
Hey,
look at that.
You're up. So there's the list of the names. Can people see that? I don't have my glasses on. So do you think people can see that?
I can see it fine.
You good?
Okay.
Ask in the comments. Everybody can see it all right before we get started.
So if you guys want to play at home, play the home version of this game, we're going to have a draft of all these old timers, and you're allowed to pick.
Wow.
5. You're going to have a team of 5, and then we'll see who picked the best team. But it's going to be age-based because you can't go over total number of 360 years.
Is it 360?
I haven't done that. I'm just doing this as I go. I didn't.
Yeah, me too. I didn't look at the list at all since
I
I
haven't
sent
looked
it
at
to
the
you
list.
guys.
That's what's going to make it interesting here.
So, Sam, you're going first.
All right, let's see. So I'm gonna try to actually compile a 5-piece band, so like drummer, singer, everything. I'm going to. I feel like I've got to start with McCartney.
Ah, damn it!
Damn.
Yeah, I've got to go with Macca.
And how old is he?
He's 80. He'll be 81 in June.
All right.
So.
And you get to pick now,
Rob.
Okay. Well, you stole my bass player. So all right, I gotta go with my guitar hero, Joe Walsh.
He's a youngster.
I know. That leaves me some cap room there.
And how old is Joe Walsh?
75. I can't believe he's 75. Wow.
Take these guys out of the list as we go here.
Okay. Wow.
All right. What instrument are you going to go for here?
I'm going Steve Winwood. How old does it say he is there?
Steve Winwood is 74.
Okay.
So Glenn's got the.
Oh, and I pick again now.
Yeah, it's your turn.
Hold on, let me get caught up on the list here.
This is why we're paying Rob. Oh, do we want to hit the comments first, round for round, just so it doesn't?
Okay.
Yeah.
Let me do that. Cool. Mickey
we have plenty of time.
Yeah, I saw this coming up. Mickey Dolan's Niagara Falls, 3 shows in April.
Yeah, he's still doing that headquarters tour.
Yeah. I think that would be fun to do, but I'm not going in April to go see.
I
wish he was coming closer to Toronto. But
yeah, how much of a haul is that to Buffalo?
Well, from Toronto, it's about an hour and a half to 2 hours. To Niagara Falls, it's an hour and a half, pretty much.
That's pretty good.
Yeah, for me, it'd be 2.5, about 3 hours probably the time I go.
Okay.
Just rent a boat and go across the lake.
Yeah. Which do you prefer, 66 UK stereo revolver versus mono? Revolver stereo or mono?
I'm going mono.
I don't know because I've never listened to.
I don't know if I have a preference other than I grew up with mono, so that's why I always seem to gravitate to the mono ones up to Pepper.
I'm going with the original UK first press with the first day issue that has the alternate mix of Tomorrow Never Knows.
Oh wow!
Yeah, they only made about 10,000 of them. I've got one.
That's very cool.
Yeah,
it must be worth $1.
They're not cheap. They're, depending on condition, $300-400.
Wow. Mark Volman, Turtles, yes.
Yeah.
I like 66 revolver mono, the best of all 3 mixes. Hey Sam, after your unboxing last night, I ended up ordering Fragments and Springtime in New York. 80s era is my favorite, Bob. Oh, you won't be disappointed in either of those, Steve.
Yep. I'm so excited.
Springtime is excellent, Steve. Yes, it is.
It's amazing how many outtakes there were in the 80s. I mean, again, just so prolific.
Everybody doesn't live to 100. We all must pass.
Yeah.
Don't say that. I'm living to 100.
You're not everybody.
Yeah, that's true. I'm unique.
Yeah, these are all people
as well.
These are all people that are pretty active, except for Grace Slick and Tina Turner, it looks like.
Elton John announced expanded edition of Honky Chateau comes up March 24th, same as Dark Side.
Yep.
That'll be interesting.
It's not a whole box set, which is nice. It's only 2 discs.
Yeah.
So you're not going to break the bank. It's under $30.
Steve's wondering where the greatest lyricist ever is. Where's Ian Hunter? Actually, I wonder why Ian Hunter isn't on that list. That's excellent thought that no one put Ian Hunter on that list. We didn't make up this list. Someone else did, and we just kind of stole it.
Yeah, because we could have added like because there aren't a lot of drummers. Like we could have added like Nick Mason is still alive.
Yeah, so there's some holes on this list, but we're using this as our database. So
yeah,
Mick
How do you
Fleetwood
determine a winner? We're going to let you guys vote and see who picks the best team.
Yeah, this is the band that's playing this summer. It's the summer tour.
Cool. Not a lot of drummers on this list, are there? No.
I guess if McCartney, if I find another bass player, McCartney can move to drums.
It's a bluegrass band.
Yeah.
The famous "Will Meet Again," sung by Vera Lynn, lived to 103 years old.
Yeah, she died not too long ago.
Yeah. Well, Betty White didn't quite make 100. She was a quitter.
Like a day before.
Yeah, what a quitter. Before. Only drummer I see is Ringo. Yeah, well.
If we can't fill all the positions, we'll just have a backing band.
Yeah.
It could be a bluegrass band.
Yeah, we're just all going to take Jim Keltner as our drummer.
He could have made it, yeah.
Before Miley Cyrus recorded Wrecking Ball, it was offered to which singer?
Oh, you got to put
John didn't
John, you're not playing properly. You got to write the word "STUMPUS" in a comment, and then underneath, write your question in the next comment. We're not recognizing this question unless you follow the rules.
Do you want to retell those rules? Because we probably have new people.
Okay, so we're playing a trivia game all through the night called STUMPUS. All one word, stump us, except all one word. If you want to ask a trivia question, write the word "STUMPUS" in a comment. Don't add your question. And then in your next comment, ask your question. So we're prepared that something's coming up. So John's got to start over. Ian is 83, too rich of an age.
Well, we got Willie on here with Tina Turner and Grace Slick.
Alex, you put up a channel yet? There's no Grateful Dead Bob Weir. Another one that's not on there.
You could have had Mickey and Billy.
Yeah, we could have had the two drummers too. Not yet, Steve, but the conversations are happening. Okay. So I got to pick my next pick.
Yeah, you're up.
Well, I'm taking Ringo then, so I have a drummer. 82?
Yeah. Wow. Ringo. Like I said, Paul McCartney can double down on both. He'll just play a really tribal kind of drumming like he does.
Well, I'm at 156 already.
You're halfway there. Just about. All right, Rob, your turn.
All right. Steve's got STUMPUS coming up. We got a question coming.
All right. I'm going to, we don't have any drummers, so I'm going to go with Stevie Nicks.
Very nice.
I think she would compliment Joe Walsh quite well.
Stevie Nicks. How old was Stevie?
74. You forget she was, a little bit older than Tom Petty.
John still can't get the question thing right. John, listen carefully.
No, he got it.
No, he didn't.
He's got to say STUMPUS.
That's
the only thing in the comment.
The word
and then his next comment.
In a comment, just STUMPUS. Don't put your question in. Then another comment underneath with your question.
Okay.
Next week, we need a graphic and a sound effect.
Steve did it right. STUMPUS. He put STUMPUS in there, but he didn't even ask a question.
Some people, though,
I agree. We should come up with a graphic and some kind of sound effect.
Let me work on it for next week.
Do better, Rob.
Okay, John got it. Good boy, John.
He'll make it. All right, my turn, right?
Yeah. We'll get to your question in a sec.
All right, I've got McCartney. So as much as y'all might hate it, as much as the peanut gallery might hate it, I'm going to go with Stevie Wonder, because they can do Ebony and Ivory together, and Stevie can play the keys.
How old's Stevie now?
72. He's a youngin'. So I've got. But what's crazy is Stevie's career has been longer than McCartney's by 4 years.
Yeah.
Little Stevie. So right now, Rob's got the youngest group.
Okay, we got a question here.
Yeah, let's move over to
John, STUMPUS. Before Rob knows this one. Before Miley Cyrus recorded Wrecking Ball, it was offered to which singer?
What's that mean? Rob knows this.
Because
you know all those girly bands. You're like Taylor Swift.
Spice Girls, Taylor Swift.
I mean, I might know the answer, but that has nothing to do with it. I can't stand Miley Cyrus.
Come on, you.
Wait a minute. Let me say something about Miley Cyrus, because I don't like Miley Cyrus when 4 years ago, Miley Cyrus, but now she has potential to be. She's very talented, and if you listen to her last couple of records, she's very she's rocking. I'm just gonna say.
The answer to the question is Beyonce.
Beyonce?
Is that a fact? Like, do you know that for sure?
Yes.
Okay.
Okay, John, the answer is Beyonce. Is that right?
Look at Alex's question.
I love that. Alex, how many times can John do this wrong? I'm going to say 14 times at least.
Yeah, John, you might have to get a 5-minute timeout in the comments.
That was perfect.
Awesome. I think the question should be: is Steve wearing a shirt
or pants?
Yeah, pants. Okay, Steve. So Steve's question was, because he did say Stumpus. Jim Keltner played in a band with an official release. Band members were Nick Lowe, Ry Cooder, and John. Oh, come on! That is. Is
that Rockpile?
John Hyatt.
No.
I got the Little Village.
So that makes sense because Nick Lowe did "She Don't Love Nobody," which is a John Hyatt song.
Okay, so we were correct. We're 2 for. See, no, you can't beat us in trivia. That's 2 for 2.
All right, John, get out of here.
Okay, Sam, you got another pick coming.
Oh, that's right. That's right.
I think the trivia is going to take over the show.
That's fine. Yeah.
We could do an all trivia night.
Could you remove the comment so I can see if there's anything underneath?
And see me, I'm hidden behind the comment bubble.
No, I just need to see the people. I've seen you before. Let's see.
You look better hidden behind the comments.
152. Man. So I've got all right, I've got to go with some rhythm guitar here. I'm going to take Pete Townsend.
Pete Townsend.
77.
All right. Where's Pete? Here he is.
So you're 9, 14, 20. You got 229 years with 2 guys to go. You got 101. Oh, you got 101 years to go still?
No, 131.
You should be able to pick as many guys as you can falling under the as long as you fall under 360.
Okay.
Rob.
Oh boy. Jeez. Oh man. So I've got a singer and a guitar player. I'm going to go with a songwriter and piano player. I'm going to take Brian Wilson.
Wow. One of the big guns.
Wow, Wilson. And he's 80?
Yeah. Him and McCartney are 2 days apart. Which to me, that means there was something in the water in 1942.
Wow. He's at 220. You guys are both tied in the amount of years you got.
So that means you got to pick Willie Nelson, Glenn.
No, I'm going with well, I need a lead guitar player, and Clapton and Steve Winwood have a history together, so I got to go with EC.
Wow, okay.
Is he 77?
Yep. Same age as Pete.
You know what? I got one more pick here. So what am I at? 13, 233.
So now Glenn's got the oldest group.
And I got 3 guys. Wow.
Yeah. All right, we got a few more here.
Oh, I can't. I'm going to be screwed.
We'll see. I like the spelling of Bruce Springsteen there.
You're right. I just noticed that now.
Bruce Springsteen.
Bruce Springsteen. I can fix that.
That's a new one.
You know what? I was doing this.
No. I'm joking.
No, it's all right.
All right, Glenn. What do we have going on in the comments?
Okay. Hold on.
We just finished the round, right?
Another Stumpus for thing. Okay, I agree with you, Sam. Miley is great now. I loved her 2017. I'm younger now. Her new single Flowers is great too. John's got another Stumpus. Which artist's entire 1985 Live Aid set consisted of just a single cover song?
It had to have been somebody early.
A single cover song. Whew. So somebody just came out and did one song for like a half an hour. What artist's entire Live Aid set?
What was Richie Havens there?
No. Wow.
Any ideas, Rob?
I don't.
I haven't got a clue. I think John stumped us.
No, hold on.
Who was the guy who organized it?
Geldof.
Geldof. What about him?
That could be. Huh. Bob Geldof, maybe?
Didn't Costello do All You Need Is Love?
Did he?
Could have.
It's only vaguely ringing a bell because it's a Beatles cover, obviously. Let me look.
Well, you can't look it up.
You can't look.
I'm looking now to see if I'm right.
Oh, okay. Well, is that our final answer? We got to come up. Don't look until we.
Well, I'm not going to say anything else. I've already made my guess.
No. We got to guess together as a team.
All right. I won't look.
We're a team here.
Team.
Is that our final answer, Costello?
Let's go with Costello. Yeah, sure.
Okay. Elvis Costello's our final answer. Which artist oh, we already did that.
I don't know if he did more than one song, but I'm pretty sure he did that cover.
Good evening, Grant. Paul Anka and Tom Jones aren't on that list. No, there's a lot of people who aren't on the list, and Paul Anka, I don't know if he deserves to be on the list.
That might be the answer right
Let
there.
It Be, but that's not a cover song. Exactly. I was thinking.
Well, actually,
Rob got it. Way to go, Rob. We're 3 for 3.
I was, and like I said, it was a shot in the dark because I know that Costello was on there, and I know he covered it because it was a Beatles song, but I didn't know if he did anything else.
Good man.
Move up. I think Steve had one earlier that you might have missed.
I'm coming off way smarter than I am.
I'm taking another guitar player, Peter Frampton.
Well, hold on. Steve has one up there.
Steve's got to stump us.
He's got a question about Peter Frampton.
Peter Frampton's dad.
That's David Bowie, right? Didn't Peter Frampton's father teach David Bowie?
Yes.
Yeah.
David Bowie. Wow.
And then David mentioned something about he didn't play the rule there. 4 bands that have food in their names.
I think I'm screwed. I'm at 305 with 4 guys.
That's all you're going to get then, unless you want to trade.
No. I don't know how else to do it. I didn't really take anybody that old. I got Ringo. He's screwed. Even he's.
Clapton 77. Between the 82 and the 77.
I'm screwed.
Thank you, Steve. All right, Glenn.
I just picked Frampton.
Oh, you got Frampton.
Okay, yes, that's it for me. I'm done.
Peter Frampton.
Because I've only got 55 years left.
Well, don't say that. All right, yeah. Let me do some math here. 360 minus 239.
What have I got here? 365 minus 229.
I've got 121. It's impossible for me to have 5.
We should have made it 370.
Well, let's make it 370.
Let's make it 370 then.
Well, I don't even think that works for me. I mean, could you make it 375?
Just make it 400. Let's do 400.
All right.
Okay.
That's easy. 400.
All right. So my pick, right? I'm going to pick, what do I got here? Since there are no drummers, I need another guitar player, I guess. Oh, boy. Since I'm going to need another, I'm going to take John Fogerty.
Why not? Great guitar player. Okay, I gotta do a battle with Michael here before we get. Sorry, Sam. Paul Anka wrote Johnny's theme as well as My Way, but he also did You're Having My Baby, which disqualifies him from any list ever in the history of music. There, I said it. Glenn, you're gonna have to put Adele on bass. Okay, what are you at now? Rob's at 306.
So you're at 94 years here because we're doing 400 now.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go. I want like a really good singer. I mean, not that those 3 guys aren't, I'm gonna go with. Now, are we basing this based on their age and how they sing?
Right? No, I think it's them as they're known, right? Like at their prime, I guess.
Because you look at someone like Grace Slick, she hasn't performed in like 35 years.
Yeah,
I would have. Is there a better singer on there? I don't know.
Well, I'm gonna go with Smokey.
Ooh,
wow!
Because I think it would be cool to have Paul playing some cool bass with Stevie Wonder.
Yeah, whatever.
Robinson. And I've got some room to spare, so I can get one of the younger ones, and I'm good to go for 400. I've got room to kill.
It's Rob's turn, right?
Yep.
Or we got
is there any comments?
Oh
yeah, comments. Comments.
The other surviving members of the Stones. Yeah, there's a bunch of people not on this list if we would have thought it out. How did Jimmy Page not make the cut? I don't know. We didn't come up with this list. It was a list that someone else.
It was a list online.
Yeah, and we just kind of used it. If we would have thought.
We could have added 100 names.
Yeah. If we would have had a production meeting before this started, we might have caught that.
Look at John following the rules.
STUMPUS. Look at, John knows the rules now. In The Big Lebowski, the dude can't stand which band. I've never seen the movie.
Me neither.
I haven't seen it either, but I'm thinking of the songs from that.
While you're thinking about it, I want to feel Michael's pain because I cut up Paul Anka. You're having my baby. Mick Fleetwood is a drummer, correct? Yes,
I would have picked him in a heartbeat if he was on the list.
Yes.
He would have been my first pick.
You never said they have to be alive. Yeah, they're all alive, these guys. Everybody
has
a
pulse. My title says aging musicians still with us.
Yeah, they all have a pulse. They all passed the mirror test before they got on the list.
I'm trying to think of like the soundtrack of the Big Lebowski. I know Bob Dylan's on it, but that's not a band.
Who wouldn't he like? The Beatles?
No.
Sam, taking Clothespin Bob.
I don't know.
That's too easy, John.
I've never seen Big Lebowski.
Yeah, you guys have seen the movie. We haven't. I've never seen it.
That's on that list of movies like that are classics that I've never seen.
Oh, I can't believe you three made up this list. We didn't make up this list. My sister reposted that on Facebook. Yeah, there we go.
That's where we got it from.
This list.
Yeah. The Eagles. Sorry, Rob.
Oh, okay.
Oh.
No, didn't know that.
Yeah, because he's more like in like psychedelic kind of stuff. Because he's
there. We go.
Like a pothead.
Okay. Who's picking now? Is Rob?
No, it's me.
You.
Because I was the end.
Oh yeah.
So yeah, I've got 89 years to play with here. So I'm gonna pick Willie Nelson to make it a solid 400. And he can play some nice slick classical guitar licks there. That's perfect. Not because it would make sense.
There we go.
It's a nice clean number. And I love Willie.
Holy moly, what am I gonna pick here? Oh shit.
Like that. Keyboard, drums, Clapton, Frampton. Oh, I know who I'm going next.
So I got two good guitar players. Both can play rhythm. Both can play lead. I got a powerful female singer. I got a great piano player and songwriter. Fogerty can also sing. What the heck do I need now?
And Fogerty can play lead for you.
What's that?
I said Fogerty could play lead for you.
Yeah, him and Walsh could trade off. I mean, they're both...
like imagine them Unfortunate Son.
Oh, gee.
Yeah, it would work real well.
I guess I need another decent singer, maybe. So that's definitely not Bob Dylan.
Hey.
Okay, I'm going to do something crazy. Since I have 2 killer guitar players, I'm going to have 2 killer piano players. I'm going to take Elton John.
All right.
Wow.
I was going to say you really need a showman because none of your guys are really showmen. So
right.
Elton will fit.
Got it.
Well, I need a bass player because I got Stevie playing keyboard. I got Clapton and Frampton on guitar, Ringo on drums. I can take Roger Waters or Peter Cetera.
None of you have a tambourine player like me.
I actually think Peter Cetera is a much better bass player than Roger Waters, although
yeah, probably.
So I'm taking Peter Cetera at 76. Is it?
I think he's 78.
78.
78.
But you've got 95 years to play with.
There we go.
Interesting. He'd be some neat high harmony with like Eric Clapton singing.
Yeah.
There we go.
4 singers in my band.
All right, so that there you go, right there.
5 if you include Ringo.
5 if you include Ringo, yeah. So there's the list right there.
I won.
We got to leave it up to the peanut gallery who won.
Rob has the youngest.
Yep.
So he'll have another year or two of his touring life.
Yeah, exactly. And I mean, my oldest person's 80, so I got another 10 years this band can tour.
But it's also Brian Wilson 80, so.
Well, yeah, that's true.
That's not Ringo Starr 82.
No. Good point.
Now, if we'd have thrown Keith in there, or who else? Somebody like that's like already aging quick, like Phil Collins. That'd be rough.
Phil Collins just aged since we started watching the video. Started out at 77, now he's at 79.
Do I hear 80? What do we got going on here? What do y'all think of these bands? Which one is the best tour?
That's our 5 bands. So if anybody wants to see and vote who got the best band, we'll see it. Arnie didn't do it properly, but we'll let him go. You got to write STUMPUS down by itself, and then your question follows. I guess it doesn't matter now that we're done, but just to rub it in, who did the duet with Paul? I think it's a woman by the name of Odia Coates. Don't ask me how I remember that, but I remember it.
Wow. I'll second that.
I
have to go with Glenn since he's the only one with a drummer.
Well, hey, Steve,
it's a bluegrass band, though, Steve.
Steve, I can throw Paul McCartney back there. They can just keep playing the Ballad of John and Yoko,
and we're all going to and we can all borrow Jim Keltner.
And technically, Stevie Wonder could play any instrument.
Stevie Wonder can play drums.
And you know who's going to make an appearance with every one of our bands?
Dave Grohl.
Dave Grohl,
yeah, he's going to show up. Team
Glenn. He can drum for us. There you go.
He produces the albums.
Dave's going to drum for us.
And if we have a drummer like Ringo, he'll say, "All right, I can play lead guitar," and we're like, "Well, we don't need that." Oh, okay, I can sing.
Right.
I don't know if you guys noticed you're yapping here. That none of you got a vote. I got 3.
Wow. you just paid off the right people.
Hey,
where can I leave?
Arnie, did I get the answer right with Odia Coates on your having my baby? You got to let me know.
No, don't say it in the peanut gallery until we.
Oh, so I was wrong?
Confirm it. No, not necessarily. I think he might have written that before you answered. Oh, there you go.
You're right. Aha. We haven't got a question wrong yet.
Big Lebowski.
Yeah.
The Big Lebowski. Yeah.
So we're like 5.
But that was a movie question, not a music question.
Yeah, so it doesn't count.
Take that, John.
What was the album Stevie Wonder played all the instruments on?
All of them from the 70s.
Ooh,
was it?
No, because he's had a ton of people on.
I don't think did he ever
Songs in the Key of Life. He had 1 million guests on that.
He played a lot on Intervisions.
I'm thinking it's Intervisions or Talking Book, maybe.
But I don't know if he played them all on. Like I think he might have had at least 1 or 2 guys. But I mean, even like Songs of the Key of Life, he plays probably 70% of the instruments.
I know there's a list of musicians on that a mile long if you've ever looked at the credits.
Let's see. Songs in the Key of Life.
Did he play the Basil on Secret Life of Plants? Yeah, he played the Basil and that's funny, and a bit of zucchini too, I think.
Well, I was going to say I don't think people will vote for my group because generally within the VC, country music is not looked upon. So Willie Nelson's probably holding that.
Yeah, Willie transcends that, doesn't he?
You'd be surprised.
Really, a lot of people don't. You think people don't like country music in the VC?
No, not as a rule. I'd say probably 3/4 of the guys I watch, they appreciate it, but they don't buy it.
Uh-oh. David's got to stump us.
Speaking of Pete, I got this in the mail the other day. Finally.
Oh, classic.
It's the Abbey Road, half speed.
Oh, that'd be nice to hear.
Yeah, so because I've got the other ones, the other Who albums on half speed.
Tommy's a nice sounding album anyway. I don't know if I've got my original copy, not my original copy, but I do have an original copy, and it sounds good.
I know Edward at Prague had talked about this when it came out. I've been waiting for the price to go down, and it only went down like $5 because some of the other ones went down because it's a double record.
How much was it?
It was right at 40.
Wow.
But again, it's a double record, so and it's just came out. Yeah. So,
what songwriter had two of his compositions at number 1 and number 2 on the Billboard Hot 100 in October 83? 83.
Sam wasn't even born, and I was only 5. So,
1983. I mean, that could be a lot of. That could be Lionel Richie. That could be Barry Manilow. It could be Elton.
83.
What was big in 1983? What was a big album? 40 years ago. Two of his compositions at number 1 and 2. I mean, that could be 2 compositions from the same album.
Not gonna lie, Sam.
And then he says bonus points if you can name the songs. Yeah, that's about the country music.
Bonus points if you can name the songs. I can't even figure out what artist it could be. Oh, I can tell you the songwriter. Okay, give us a hint.
Well, that kind of defeats the question, doesn't it? Oh, he's going to, so we can name the song.
Unless the songwriter wasn't.
In 1983.
Would that be Michael
Jim
Jackson?
Steinman? So that's going to be Meatloaf, isn't it?
Not in 83.
Yeah, that would be right. That's right about Bad Out of Hell.
That was about 77, wasn't it? 78.
Was it?
Yeah, I think it was earlier.
2 out of 3 ain't bad, and I don't know. I hate that stuff.
Did Jim Steinman do Little Shop of Horrors?
I don't know.
Was that big at that point? Like Tim Curry and
Rick Astley.
Yeah, he was dominating the charts in '83.
Team Sam. Willie could be in charge of rolling joints. Can't see his voice and beat up guitar adding much with that group of bandmates.
Wow.
That'd probably Willie be happiest doing that anyway.
I would kill to play a quarter of the ability that Willie can on Trigger.
David's final digs. No. Oh, Bobby Gass is on board here. How you doing, Bobby? I love Bobby. Look at all the old rockers. LOL. Yeah, we're all gonna die. Depressing, ain't it? I'm not going anywhere, Bob. I don't know. You want to hang out with me? We're not gonna go. Quietly, anyway. David, can I guess? Yes. Not Meatloaf.
Yeah, I have no idea.
Madonna. Phil Collins.
Yeah, he was.
Should I just tell you guys? Yeah, just tell us. Jimmy wrote a ton of great songs for other people.
Yeah, because him and Meatloaf kind of broke up a little bit. They were on it again, off again.
Okay, David, who you got? You're so far you're the best stumper around.
Oh, Bonnie Tyler and Air Supply. Total Eclipse of the Heart.
Bonnie Tyler and Air Supply songs. See,
I wouldn't have got that.
No, I wouldn't get that in a million years. Making love out of nothing at all. Total eclipse of the heart and making love out of nothing at all.
Okay, yeah, that's completely out of my wheelhouse.
Yeah, me too. I'm not a pop guy, especially from the 80s. Nothing. Not Willie circa 2023. I take nothing away from his earlier achievements. Yeah.
Well, even now, if you listen to like, if he's not singing, like he can still play that guitar. Like,
well, doesn't he have a new album out?
It's coming out in he always puts one out around his birthday, so I think it's coming out in late March.
He's probably using auto-tune like everybody else.
Not as bad as Ringo.
I never knew Meatloaf sang lead on most of Cat Scratch Fever. You can't. Is that true?
Now the question is,
both of those songs suck. Yes, Steve, you were right.
Steve, tell us how you feel.
Yeah, that's just mindless pop. We're not doing pop. You can't do pop music. Now we're going to start restrictions on the questions.
The question is,
rules are getting strict, Glenn. No pop. It no ABBA. No what else we got?
I'm going to get rid of this thing there.
Yeah. The question is, I think you won, Glenn. I think your band won.
Yeah.
The question, like, do either of you all have questions for the other two guys that you can think of?
No, it was free for all that.
Meat sang on.
Oh.
I know Glenn loves Meatloaf. It's his favorite band. His favorite group.
One of those nails on a blackboard records for me. Bad out of hell.
Glenn's ideal concert would be a double opener of Klaatu and ABBA opening for Meatloaf.
Yeah, that would be it.
Glenn would pay top dollar to see that.
Yeah, and they cover 4 Aerosmith songs.
It's an Aerosmith tribute.
Yeah. David Grohl shows up.
Row,
yeah,
that's awesome.
Leave it to 3 Beatle freaks to talk about how they hate pop music.
Yeah, well,
Meatloaf sang on Nugent's "Free for All." Ted didn't shoot him with an arrow or anything.
Meatloaf and Jim Steinman, they had a rocky relationship.
Did they?
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, somebody talking about the Honky Chateau. I'm very excited about that. I wasn't expecting that to be announced.
Oh, STUMPUS. We need it. Yeah, we need Jaws music. We need Jaws music for this.
Ooh, I know this question.
Here comes the question.
What
singers here just are Bob Dylan? Ooh, after we are the okay.
I want to say I think truly make a better day, just you and me. It's
Michael Jackson,
Ray Charles. I believe it's Ray Charles. I think it's Ray Charles.
It's not Michael, eh?
No, Michael's at the beginning. No, I think it's
What line does Bob sing? Doesn't he sing the?
I just said there's a choice we're making.
Yeah,
we're saving our own lives.
Yeah,
you truly make a better day. There we go. Yes, sir. Ray Charles.
Awesome.
Yeah, because Ray goes, well, let me tell you, like he gets real into it, real soulful.
Name 3 bands from the 60s that have food in their names, like the Strawberry Alarm Clock.
That's a good question.
Wow, that's a really good question.
From the 60s. Okay.
Oh man, that's a freaking great question.
When was not the group? When was the group Cake?
Yeah, no.
I was like the 90s.
Yeah.
Oh man.
The Dixie
Marmalade was there was a band called Marmalade. Was that 70s?
That was 70s. No. Lady Marmalade, yeah. And then there was Hot Chocolate was also in the 70s.
Wow, this is a group. That's a very cool trivia question.
We'll get this.
Hot Tuna.
Is that the 60s?
Hot Tuna was definitely from the 60s.
They were 70s. Never mind.
Yeah, because
no. First Hot Tuna album would have been like really 69, maybe 68, 69.
I mean, I guess that's food. I mean, it is, but it's not
tuna. Yeah,
it's a euphemism, but
that works. I love Hot Tuna. I hate tuna, but I love the band Hot Tuna.
And then Bread was the 70s.
Yeah, Bread was the 70s.
Vanilla Fudge, that was a band, right?
Vanilla Fudge.
Vanilla Fudge.
And
Yes.
Humble Pie. Well, did they have 60?
Humble Pie would have been 60s too.
Yep.
69.
There you go.
There's 3. They might not have been hit bands, but
we got it.
Yeah.
Yeah, it doesn't matter.
That was a great question.
Meatloaf.
He went by Salisbury Steak back then. Willie Nelson's best album in country of Stardust is my favorite Willie album too.
That's my dad's favorite.
That was I turned my dad onto that album because he loved all that old crooner stuff and all those old things. Yeah, Stardust is a great album. Yes. I don't know what it was yes for, but we'll take it.
It's true we make a better day.
Again.
Just you and me. Yeah.
You sound better than Dylan.
I could guess that one, David. Yeah. Cream, there's another one. Well, yeah, it's a food group.
Sure. Buffalo smoke. Nah.
Buffalo meat.
Yeah, it's delicious.
Buffalo
lemon pipers. There's a bunch.
Yeah.
Banana splits. The Beatles. People eat there's places in the world that eat Beatles.
Yeah, but it's not spelled right.
Aha, so I did have Marmalade. 68.
Very good.
Chocolate Watch Band. Yes. It's Psych Band.
That was kind of that's a concept album. Yeah. Angel Flying Too Close to the Ground is just beautiful.
My dad turned me on to Stardust. I was the opposite way around. I turned my dad onto it because I knew he would like that kind of music. Moby Grape, another great San Francisco band. Peanut Butter Conspiracy.
Yeah.
Mom's Apple Pie. I don't know if I know them. Buffalo tastes great, but caribou beats all meats hand down. I'm a moose guy myself, but
they have groundhog down here.
You guys are into roadkill down there in Virginia.
Yeah, possum. Some of these old country convenience stores do sell canned possum meat as like a novelty thing.
Oh man, that's hilarious.
I will never eat that. I will never eat a rodent of any kind. Absolutely not.
So you ended up getting the Rolling Stones box.
Yeah,
you were lucky.
They still had, and actually somebody else in my comments was asking about it, and Target still had like 5 or 6 in stock. So
really, tell. There's a lot of people watching who probably don't know your sad story.
Yeah, so if anybody goes to my channel, for one thing, subscribe and all that good stuff. But I ordered the Rolling Stones set off Amazon on a whim. I kind of had some income come in that was kind of mad money, so I was like, you know what, I'm gonna do it. It covered like $300 of the price, so I was like, I'll cover the rest. It doesn't hurt that much. So I ordered it from Amazon. They had it in stock, and I received the box yesterday evening. It was packed just like the Amazon unboxings that I've seen 100 different YouTube channels talk about. Big box, you open it up, it's like a Russian nesting doll. There was another box inside. Pulled that out, cut it open. I saw the foam and everything, so it's like, all right, it's nice and padded. But then I saw the bottom of the box set, the little Blu-ray logo showing up, and so I was like, I know that's not vinyl because there's a Blu-ray involved. So I'm like, what on earth did they send me? So I pull it out, and it is the Use Your Illusion 1 and 2 box set, 7 CDs with like DVD, Dolby Atmos, Blu-ray, all that crap. And I was like, what on earth is this? It's supposed to be a vinyl, 16 LP box set, and it's Guns N' Roses with all their covers that they did in the 90s. And so I did a video about it and talking about it, and in the comments I realized that other people also received the same box set, the same Guns N' Roses set, at least 2 other people, according to Glenn, because he heard from somebody this morning about it. And so I got the return label. I've still got the Guns N' Roses set here. I called Amazon, try to get things under control. I got sent 2 tiers up into customer service. They're like, the best we can offer you right at this level is $5 off your next order. And so I told him, I said, that's a slap in the face. I said, I'm not looking for anything. I said, but that's a slap in the face. I said, I bought this item. It was a limited number. It's not like another item, because I'm like, I've given y'all grace before about, I've gotten an item that was wrong. I'll just return it and get another one. It's not that bad. Like that's fine. I can understand mistakes, especially as much as I order from Amazon. But I was like, this is an item that's no longer in stock. I'm gonna have to find it on a secondary market if I want it at this point. Which by that point I'd already bought it on Target, but I just wanted to see if they would stretch it a little bit. And she's like, we can move you up to like corporate headquarters. And I said, no, you're gonna waste my time. I said my life is too important for me to wait on hold for all of this to happen. I said it's not worth it. I said I'm really disappointed in Amazon. And I said it's a slap in the face that you're offering me $5 for
like they care.
They don't care. And she's like, I apologize on behalf of the company. I'm like, no, I don't care. I don't need that.
Yeah.
So I was slightly hoping that they would say just keep the GNR box set and we'll do the refund, which would have been cool.
Yeah,
but
should have done something. They should do something.
I know. Probably at the most they probably would have said we'll take $50 off, which is like.
Sometimes I think they do this on purpose. I really do. I think they can realize they can sell this set for $600 or $700 now.
Mm-hmm.
So anybody who's got their order in at $400, they're going to screw you around so you can't get it, and then they're going to sell it to somebody else for.
Well, see, that's the thing. More. This Guns N' Roses set, if you look at it on Amazon, it's the same price as the Rolling Stone set.
But let's go back a couple of years. They had the Grateful Dead at one point put out a greatest hits album, a double album, and it sold out really fast.
Okay.
And I found it on a Amazon warehouse deal, and I ordered it. And it never showed up ever. They said they lost it.
Did you get money back?
They could never ship me another one. Oh yeah, they credited me, but they didn't want to give me this album. There's no way.
Well, it's crazy. Again, it's crazy that this Guns N' Roses set seemed to be at corporate headquarters, and I was like, they're like, oh, we don't have Rolling Stones, but I know what they'll like. They'll like the CD of Guns N' Roses.
Yeah,
because that's almost the same thing.
It's the same thing.
They use the same SKU number for it or something.
Well, if you squint your eyes, Axl Rose, the way he dances, and Mick Jagger, it's kind of there's some similarities there, but it ticked me off.
That was a question about where was Bob Dylan's Big Pink. Everybody's answering that. Bobby's got that one.
Woodstock, New York.
Outside of Woodstock. It wasn't Woodstock. Socrates, was it Socrates?
Socrates, New York, yeah. The place I would really like to visit. Actually.
Oh, I would. At one point they made it an Airbnb. It was like
still is.
It was like $1,500 a night or something ridiculous.
Well, I'd like to go to the Midnight Ramble and go to
the barn
place.
Yeah. Me too. Let's go.
Hey, Jeff.
Hey, Bobby. Hey, Jeff. Hi, Sam. We don't have your box set, but we know you love McCartney and Dylan. So here's 15 mediocre versions of Live and Let Die. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, that's about right.
No, I don't. I don't know. How is your grandfather doing?
How was the grandfather?
Whose grandfather?
That'd be you.
Oh, how am I doing as a grandfather? Oh, fantastic. But the challenge is on now. So, I'm 69 years old and I get my first grandchild. So how old do I have to be before that grandchild's going to remember me? I got to live at least to be 80, 82.
No, I knew my great.
I don't remember you at like 6.
Yeah,
not very much though.
I knew my great grandfather. He passed away when I was 5, but I remember at least a Christmas at their house.
I have very slight memories of my dad's mom, my grandmother on my dad's side, like her laying in bed sick when I was like, I must have been like 4 or 5 years old. That's all I remember of her. I got this picture in my mind of her sitting up in bed, sick bed, before she died.
You said you're going to live to be 100, so
I have to.
31 more years. You'll be a great grandfather.
Yeah.
By that point, maybe we'll record an album.
I started just so I could live longer. I started putting sugar-free ketchup on my French fries.
Yeah, but you got to weigh your pros and cons here.
Did you know you can get fragments on vinyl from Bob's site for $100 more than the CD set? That's pretty good. I don't really want that set on vinyl because I like to be able to skip through the tracks, the outtakes. I wouldn't mind the remix album on vinyl.
Yeah,
if you could just buy that separately, I'd be really happy with that. If you're not analog retentive, the Rolling Stones is available on Apple. Yeah, well, it's not analog retentive. I like physical media. I think we're all physical media fans.
Speaking of, I guess we should talk about. Yesterday was the 54th anniversary of the rooftop concert.
Oh, really? I never even thought about that.
Yep, the 30th.
Wow.
I think, based on what I'm seeing on social media, it looks like the John Lennon camp is kind of hinting at some things. They're posting very cryptic, like one word, like still frames of like a heart drawn in chalk, or like, peace or love. It's just something's brewing in the Lennon camp, I think.
Okay, good. So it's about time.
I think.
Okay. Dun dun dun.
This is easy, John.
Dun 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 dun.
This is an easy one.
Jack Frost.
Jack Frost. Little Jack Frost get lost.
I had a great uncle. All I remember was him in bed sick. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm thankful. I've known a lot of my great aunts and uncles, and some of them are still with me.
Come on, John. Yeah, come up with a question. Yeah, Alex knew that one. Then one day he died. Only remember I have of him is he died. Only remember I have of him is he died.
Wow, that's a touching story, Grant.
Yeah, Stones in Mono is also not analog. No, yeah, it's not.
It's the same as the set that came out a few years ago. Yeah, just on colored vinyl.
My wife stumped me with the rooftop question yesterday. Wow.
My go-to trivia question for people in college was I would always ask people that remotely were interested in music. I would say, who's the only Rock and Roll Hall of Famer in 3 times, and that was always a good lunchtime discussion.
Is it Eric Clapton?
Yeah, it's Clapton. Yeah, and he has potential to get in like 2 more times if they really stretch it.
Well, he wouldn't get in with Blind Faith. Only one album.
You could do Layla is one album. You could do John Mayall's Blues Breakers.
Dominoes.
Yeah.
Yeah, not long enough.
Delaney and Bonnie, if you throw in everybody.
Why put U.S. Aftermath in the monobox when U.K. Aftermath is the same, more tracks, only one different song? I agree with you. I think the monobox, if you don't have any Stones, like Sam doesn't have a big Stones
not one
collection, so it makes sense. He got it at a good price. But if you have some Stones albums, I think this is a waste of freaking money, personally.
And Glenn also had the CD set.
I have a CD set, and there's only like some certain albums I listen to out of it.
Right. And like they said, like Green said, I mean, there's UK and US editions in the box set. I think what most people were excited about was that Stray Cats set.
Yeah. I think the Stones monobox is still available on CD. Yeah, but it would be expensive.
I think I saw it on eBay for like 140. It wasn't too bad.
That's used. Probably a Chinese knockoff though.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's a knockoff on that. There's no way that's $140. Some zingers tonight.
Oh, Steve's coming.
Dun, 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 dun. 3 artists that have sold more than 100 million records, both in a band and as a solo act. You mean combined 100 million records?
3 artists have sold more than 100 million. Well, McCartney's got to be one.
Does he mean 100 million in the band and 100 million solo?
Yeah, define that question a little bit more, Steve.
Would that be like Michael Jackson from the Jackson 5 and
yeah, solo? That would. Yeah, and Paul McCartney, obviously, and Wings and Beatles.
And who would be a third?
It wouldn't be Clapton. He hasn't sold that much.
No.
And I mean, the Eagles have sold a lot, but not individually.
Not individually.
Yeah, but if they sold 90 million new records as the Eagles and 10 million as solo, that's
Don Henley. Yeah.
Don Henley,
because Don Henley would be the most successful.
Yeah.
Each as a band and as a solo is what he said.
Oh, here's a good question. Stump us. Dun, 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 dun. How many different people played in the Grateful Dead in its lifespan?
36.
So these.
I'm gonna type these out here. Here, you
2 drummers.
So we have
Jerry, Jerry,
Mickey, Bill, Donna Jean.
Yeah, you got both the Godshaws.
What was his name?
There's 9.
I cannot think of his name.
Who?
What was Donna Jean's husband?
Keith.
Brett Midland. Bruce Hornsby.
Constantine, the keyboard player.
Yeah, before he was before Bruce, wasn't he?
Yeah.
So we have Jerry, Bob, Big Pen, Mickey, Bill, Phil, Donna, Jean, Keith, Brett, Bruce, and Constantine. That's 11.
John, we're saying 11. I'm trying hard this year not to buy albums I already have.
If we're just talking Grateful Dead, not the offshoots.
Yeah. I am trying hard to buy, because vinyl's getting so expensive. If I have it on CD, I'm kind of staying away from it on vinyl for now, unless it's something real special that I want to have.
Yeah,
I'm living with the CD.
That's a good plan.
Each abandoned as a solo.
And he said McCartney and Jackson are 2 of the 3. He said.
Phil Collins?
Yeah, Bobby's a big Stones fan.
What about Phil Collins as the 3rd guy?
Ooh, 100 million.
It could be Phil Collins. What about Diana Ross?
Solo?
What about Diana Ross?
So each as a band and as a solo, they sold 100 million albums each?
I think combined.
No, he's saying each a band and as a solo.
100 million as a solo artist and 100 million as a band.
So McCartney, Jackson.
McCartney, Michael Jackson.
I'm going Phil Collins.
Yeah, it could be Phil Collins.
No way he sold 100 million albums.
Yeah, there it is in the bottom of the comments. I was right.
There you go.
Really?
He was massive in the 80s.
He was. Yeah, Stones box for hundreds of dollars don't interest me at all. I agree with you, Bobby.
See,
I'd rather spend hundreds of dollars on 10 albums than just buy one box set. McCartney and Jackson are 2 of them. Good time to collect Moody Blues on used vinyl. Yeah, I agree. Like Moody Blues, you can walk in any used record store and pick up their whole catalog for like $10 each.
And my big thing right now is I'm collecting all of Jackson Browne stuff on vinyl.
Yeah, I up to a certain point because some of them just suck.
You think so? I think they all have something good from them.
Yeah, but like 1 or 2 good songs, and the rest is.
Yeah, but I mean, you can get them for like $7 clean.
Yeah. I wish I'd have bought the Tom Petty Live at the Fillmore on CD instead of vinyl. Just so many songs. No, I like it on vinyl, but I could see the CD being a good set.
I wish I would have bought the whole box, not just the
Vince
Welnick.
Vince Welnick. He was a Grateful Dead member?
Yeah.
Don't remember
12. That'd be 12.
Yeah. 12. That's when we missed it. Way to go, Gene. Bingo on Collins.
Ooh.
Wow. 100 million albums solo and with Genesis?
Well, like, what was that album? Face Value?
Yeah, Face Value
was huge.
I was a big Phil Collins fan back those days, but I find stuff sounds dated now when I listen to it.
Oh, very much.
Yeah, and Tarzan in the 90s, that sold a lot.
A couple months ago, I read an exhaustive biography on the Moody Blues. It had to be 700-800 pages. I could read a book on those guys.
Speaking, a friend of mine, he's about to go see Denny. He's going to see Denny Lane this summer in Nashville.
Wow.
Yeah, he's doing Wings and Moody Blues stuff.
Wow. Deadhead points. Yep, you got Deadhead points.
Yeah, no jacket required. That was massive.
Clearly, you weren't eating marshmallows with Jerry Garcia. If you can remember 12 and not 11.
11 is a Spinal Tap number.
You have to watch Rob's videos to get that joke.
Oh, I never watch Rob's videos.
Yeah, thanks. No jacket required was huge.
That's not true.
Studio.
So I love that song. I even like I like the 80s Genesis too.
I do too, actually. I like the 80s Genesis more than I like the Peter Gabriel Genesis.
When they were actually a pop group instead of a psych group. I mean, to me, the song "Invisible Touch" might be in my top 100 songs of all time. I just think that's one of the catchiest songs.
Look at this. What Deadline Time shows 13. Ned Lagan around 70. I've never heard of that guy.
What did he do? Like provided the LSD?
Ned Lagan.
I'm looking now.
Imagine going through your life. Hey, my name's Ned Lagan. I was a member of the Grateful Dead. Steve, what was the name of the book on the Moody Blues? Because I'd be interested in reading something like that. I love my music biographies. I'm just reading Buddy Guy's autobiography now. Just starting it tonight.
Yeah, there were 13. Ned Lagan played from 74 to 75.
Wow.
He played on.
I have all kinds of live shows from 74 and 75. I'm going to be overlooking at those.
He played synth on Mars Hotel.
Really?
So he's on that album.
I don't recall ever seeing his name on a live show.
And he's also on a bonus track on Blues for Allah. He played on the song Beyond Description. So he was very minor, but yeah, it's 13.
That's crazy.
Are the Moody's a group that I would like? Because everybody talks about them, and I'm like, I feel like I need to try.
The Moody Blues?
Yeah.
Yeah, you don't have any Moody Blues albums?
None.
Wow.
The only song I really know is Go Now, which is like their,
Yeah, but that's totally different. Like that was a totally different band. And that's one of their great songs, but that's just not what they became.
It's like Arnold Lane for Pink Floyd. It's like,
you should get like I don't know. I mean, that whole classic year, like On the Threshold of a Dream and Question of Balance, and those albums are great. And you can pick those up so cheaply.
Yeah.
They wrote some beautiful songs. 80s Genesis proto-industrial using drum machines and fill as well. Mama, Home by the Sea, Land of Confusion. I really like those songs.
Yeah.
Moody's are excellent. The Kink must have had many members over the years. The Kinks. Oh yeah, I couldn't even name. I couldn't go through that.
I could probably give you like 7 members of the Kinks, and then like Kiss. Kiss had a bunch too.
Really, Kiss had a bunch. Wasn't there's just? I thought there was just 4 guys in the Kinks in Kiss.
Oh no,
really?
No. They probably had a dozen.
Oh wow.
So I mean, they had the 4 original guys, and then Peter left, and they had like Mark St. John and
they were all like full. They all had a share in the band, or they were just hired musicians.
No, they a few of them had their own makeup until they got to a certain point. Then they did the Unmasked era, and then the 2 guys that are with them now, with Gene and Paul, are Eric Carr and Tommy Thayer, who they've been with them longer than Ace Frehley and Peter Criss. But yeah, wow. Bruce Kulick, who was the lead guitarist for a while, he's currently playing with GF with Grand Funk.
Makes you wonder. I wonder what band has had the most amount of lineup changes. It's got to be somebody like the Beach Boys.
No, somebody like disregarding like orchestras and things like that.
Because there's been like 45 members of the Beach Boys at this point.
Yeah, but how many of them were actually like when you say members of a band, they have to actually share in the name of the band. They are part owners. Technically, so a lot of guys just get hired as hired guns.
Yeah, but we never know that, right? There's a difference between an artist that owns part of the company that is the intellectual property of the band, and then there's also members of the band that are contract players. They're not side musicians, but are actually members of the band, but maybe don't own rights to the business.
Was Joe Walsh ever a card-carrying member of the Eagles, or is he a hired gun?
He is now, yeah.
But I'll tell you who's not.
For many years, he was
he was just a contract player.
But see, that's the way Daryl Jones is with the Stones. He's been playing.
Yeah, Daryl Jones is. Yeah,
he should definitely be a member. He's been with them since the '90s, since Bill. No,
it's only the 3 guys now.
Yeah. Gary, I'm sorry, Eric Singer. Yeah, there was Eric.
We had another question here.
Everybody's crucifying me for Eric.
3 artists or bands that have been snubbed by the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame for 30 years or more. Well, King Crimson, Jethro Tull, and the Guess Who?
The Monkees.
The Monkees.
Yeah, the Guess Who, Jethro Tull. Bryan Adams, he's not in it.
I don't know if he'd ever get in.
If Dolly Parton
should be based on some of the other people that are already in.
True.
And see, the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame just put out a statement today because I think they're about to get a lot of crap tomorrow because they're going to do the introductions where they were defining what Rock and Roll Hall of Fame means, and so it includes rock, country, rhythm and blues. And they said essentially anything that stirs up youth culture is what they're saying. So I think tomorrow we're going to have a couple of shocks. I bet you it's going to be like people like Garth Brooks. Yeah, Deep Purple, Alex. That's right.
Yeah, Deep Purple not in.
They should just rename it the Music Hall of Fame. And just
that's what everybody said today on the article that came out.
Yep.
I have not heard any of his Q Sound mixed albums. I don't know what Sting Soul Cages and Muse Death are two.
I don't know anything about it.
I'm totally out of the loop on this. Is this new product that's coming out now?
I don't know anything about it. But I don't know what Q Sound is.
Band members, I'm putting Wishbone Ash. Pink Floyd, 1987 was created after Waters left.
Speaking of, I'm still on my Pink Floyd kick.
Yeah.
I listened to a Saucer Full today. That's a good album.
It's a great album.
That's a great album.
Yeah.
And I'm almost all the way through More, which I really like that too.
Which one?
More, the soundtrack.
Oh yeah.
That's really good too.
Yeah, Saucer Full's one of the best.
Yeah. The only album that has all 5 members on one song.
Fun fact though, Joe Walsh does not sign Eagles paraphernalia.
That's weird.
I could get that.
Did you Howard Stern, like going back years and years ago when Joe Walsh was a huge drunk, he comes on the Howard Stern show in the morning. He's been up all night partying. He plays Desperado on the piano.
Wow.
And sings it in his Joe Walsh voice. The next day, they got a video, like when he sobered up, because Don Henley, he played Desperado on the first Ringo and an All-Star Band show. He played a couple of Eagles songs.
Yeah.
And Don Henley told him, never do that again, or you're fired. So he's drunk. He plays Desperado on the Howard Stern show, and they play a tape of Joe Walsh phoning in to Gary, the producer on the Howard Stern show, and Joe Walsh is begging him not to put the song on the air. Please don't. Like, I will get fired. Like, please don't. He's crying, begging them not to play the version that he, don't let Don Henley know I did that.
Henley's such an asshole.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, you can't find Eagles songs anywhere.
Yeah. Unless yeah.
I mean, I get that they're Henley songs and he wants to be protective of them, but God damn it, man. The Eagles now are a tribute band of themselves.
Yeah, exactly.
And whether Henley likes it or not, Walsh is the most popular musician in that band.
Yeah, absolutely. And he's the only guy, if you see the Eagles, he's the only guy that isn't a snooze fest when you go to see them.
Right?
Yeah. Michael Nolan did a video on that topic. Oh, interesting. Deep Purple is a major snub. Yes, it is.
Agreed.
Humble
Pie should be in too. Another band. Yeah, I'd put him in.
Is Traffic in?
The patent's expired.
Is Traffic in the band? In the hall?
Not sure what you mean. Deep Purple is on the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame site. It says inducted 2016. Oh, they're in there?
Speaking of, not Deep Purple, but we're talking about Jethro Tull. I saw Ian Anderson's putting out another album as Jethro Tull.
Yeah. The last one was good, the Zealot Gene. It was a good album.
Was it Larry who didn't like that?
Not sure.
It might have been Steve. It might have been Steve.
The problem with me is like I am with all classic rock bands. They put out an okay album, but if I'm listening to Jethro Tull, I'm listening to Aqualung or Thick as a Brick or the classic albums. I'm not putting on the new one.
One of my resolutions this year for music was filling in holes in my collection, like gaping holes. Like I was only missing Coda for Led Zeppelin, so I just got that in the mail. And like I said, I just filled up my Pink Floyd. Aqualung is on my list. I don't have that, and I listened to it once, and I really liked it.
Oh, it's a fantastic! It's one of my top 5 albums of all time.
Did you know that they put out a Christmas album?
Yeah,
Jethro Tull.
Yeah.
Hey, Mark.
We'll shoot Gary. My apologies.
Because of Deep Purple.
Okay, shoot him. What is the political agenda of the Hall of Fame?
It's not a political. It's not a party.
A commercial agenda, not a political one.
Yeah, it's not a political party, Alex. It's the the big wigs in the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. That
not the same. Had to check. Alex, those who pay can play.
Yeah.
Yeah, you got if you want to suck some buddy's rear end, you can get in. Art forms. Jay Giles. Yeah, I know. Gene's a big Jay Giles fan. The Guess Who should be in.
Grand Funk, that's unbelievable.
Grand Funk, definitely.
Yeah, tomorrow's gonna be interesting. We should, yeah. Steve, was it you that didn't like the last Jethro Tull album? I couldn't remember.
You have to be sitting in the sweet spot to get the full effect of a Q Sound mixed album. Well, I like sitting in the sweet spot and listening to an album. So, are these albums that are just coming out now? Like, or is this? Sam, like Jethro Tull Christmas album, and I'm not that keen on seasonal thing. Yeah,
it's kind of folky, isn't it? Like it's kind of like Renaissance almost how they did it.
Yeah, it would be Jethro Tull style like that for sure. No, absolutely not getting that rip-off box. Unfortunately, Floyd did a terrible job on that box set.
Are you going to get the single album, the
I might get the live album, and I think I'm just going to buy a remix of the other one because my Dark Side's totally scratched up.
$300 for what they're offering is
it's stuff that's already been issued before. Like
it's repurposed fluff.
Yeah, they couldn't have done a worse job. It's too bad. I wonder
advantage of the box set thing that everyone just almost blindly pays $300 now without questioning it. There's not a lot of substance to it.
If you're missing out, man, you're afraid you're going to miss out on something.
Yep.
Yeah.
Sam, what was the question?
Did you like the last Jethro Tull album from last year?
The Zealot Gene.
Yeah.
2000. I agree. The 2011 box is the one to get.
What was that? Like
the immersion set, whatever.
Yeah. No, that was my big complaint about this set was the last disc.
It's been the most disappointing disc, to tell you the truth, but it was all stuff you heard before. But the other four
was it remixed? Like, did they even like?
No, I don't think so. No.
Well, that's what they did with
Nothing to see there. The first four discs are freaking 20 out of 10.
Well, with the Another Self Portrait, like they just one of the discs was just Self Portrait redone.
Yeah.
Which
Oh, Steve didn't like.
Yeah, I knew it was somebody.
Hello. It seems like there are fewer new rock bands. I wonder how the rock and roll film will change. Will they
open up changed.
genres? And they're going to have to.
No, it'll be rap.
You're going to start seeing the pop artists get in. Like you're going to have to start seeing. I don't know if Beyonce's in or people like that, but they're Katy Perry, Pink. They're all going to be in.
Yep. It'll be. Like they said in the statement, that's why they released that statement today. It's music that essentially changes a youth generation.
I mean, if you're 15 years old now, what are you listening to?
Nicki Minaj. Are going to get in. Stuff like that. They'll have Kanye in there before you know it.
I saw Dylan on the '97 tour.
Oh,
before. Wow. The live stuff it's on that.
Yeah,
Fragments is amazing. The performances, some of the
I'm so excited.
Sound qualities, a bit bootleg quality. Some's really good and some isn't. But because
it's from '97 to 01, right?
Performances are fantastic.
Yeah. Let me ask you guys: do either of you guys have the bootleg basement tapes with the band?
Yes.
Yeah.
Is it good?
It's pretty raw.
It's not the best one.
It's not the best one, and it's not anything like when you listen to the actual official album that came
like the
out.
basement tapes.
It's nothing.
I thought about tracking it down, right, because of my love for the band.
You can. I would say if you were to get it, get the 2-disc.
Yeah. Don't get the big deluxe set.
No, because the big one, it's a lot, and it's a lot of like fragments of like old like Carter family songs.
Okay.
Like old hymns and stuff just stuff that Dylan knew.
Right.
Hank Williams songs.
Gotcha.
I would go with the 2-disc. You can get that for like $15-$20, and if you really like it, then you can step it up.
All right, I'll probably do that.
Yeah, you'll appreciate that, I think.
I'm a huge Los Lobos fan, and they should get in, but I don't think they're ever going to Gary.
No. Oh,
the link to the albums that were mixed in Q Sound. Pulse is another one, as was Roger Waters in the Flesh. I've got Pulse on CD. The Fragments live disc was a tad disappointing with what sounds like audience recordings. I agree, Jeff, but the performances were freaking not disappointing at all, in my opinion. Really good.
Steve, Tom Petty.
What is the one artist that got away from you that you did not get to see live?
Tom Petty.
Agree.
Yeah. I didn't get to see Tom Petty either. There was a few like just rock bands like Mr. Happy Face is here. I just saw him. I don't know how long he's been waiting.
There he is.
Breaking into a house.
I don't know how long you've been down there.
I just got up. Nope, we're good.
Okay. Bands like there was a lot of bands that I never saw like that I would have loved to have seen, like Humble Pie, bands like that I didn't see, but most of the people I wanted to see I saw.
I mean, for me also, to go the older guys, the band I would have loved to see.
My parents saw them.
I saw them.
I would have loved to have seen Elvis. I don't care whether it's young, old, fat. I don't care.
I would have loved to see Johnny Cash.
Yeah, I didn't see Johnny Cash.
That would have been killer. My dad saw Cash with the Statler brothers.
And I gotta say, I would have loved to have seen the Bengals because I love me some Susanna Hoffs.
Oh, there you go.
My fantasy wife.
Mm-hmm. What about you, John?
Sorry, I was having technical difficulties. What was the question? What is the one artist that got away from you that you did not see live?
Who are those two guys with the hoods behind you?
Mm-hmm. Wrong neighborhood.
It's just the Domino's pizza guy.
The only creepy guy walking around John's neighborhood right now is John.
It's John.
The neighbors are like, why is he talking to around the street talking to his phone?
You found the guy. Yeah, this is it. I would say Zappa. Now that I'm kind of on a Zappa kick, that's somebody I would have liked to see live.
I saw Zappa in 1968.
Sweet.
At the University of Toronto.
Yeah, that's somebody.
The Original Mothers.
Really cool. Yeah, I just picked up 5 of his CDs at the shop.
Oh, what did you get?
I don't remember the 3 of them, but I remember Hot Rats, which I have on vinyl.
Hot Rats is the best.
And then what's it called? Jawaka? What's the thing?
Jawaka?
Yeah, that's one of them. So yeah, it was all on the Ryko remaster.
Oh, you got the old Ryko ones, yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, they were pretty cheap. So I was happy to get those. Yeah.
Not as good as the 2012 reissues from the Zappa Family Trust, but they're good.
Yeah, it's a starting place.
Yeah.
He's growing on me. I feel it's going to be.
You really need to get Waka Jawaka and Grand Wazoo, the new vinyl editions, man. They sound incredible.
Okay, what do you know? What
they're all just music.
Is,
it's not all weird, comedy stuff or anything. It's all just straight, mostly instrumental stuff. It's good.
Yeah, that's the weird thing. Like I told you, I showed you Joe's Garage I got the other day. And I get why that's not just because besides the vulgar parts of it.
Yeah.
It's definitely not one of his better albums.
I don't I'm not a fan. No.
Yeah.
Joe's Garage and Shake Your Booty are not they're 2 of the biggest sellers and not 2 of my favorites.
Yeah, I can see it now because like Hot Rats to me stands out much higher than that. Yeah. So I'm learning. I'm getting there.
Well, there's only 125 official releases. So
about Zappa. That's no problem. Yeah.
Yeah.
And is that just studio, not counting like live?
No, that's studio and live. That's everything.
Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a bit much. Yeah, that's a lot.
Yeah, I got 62 or 63 of them.
And you call yourself a fan?
Yeah.
Oh, no kidding, right? Not even. Well, you guess you got
disappointing, Glenn.
Almost half. So I like this tonight. I like that the thing you were doing in the beginning, and then this trivia thing is really cool.
Yeah, the trivia thing was fun.
Wait till next week when we have sound effects.
Yeah.
Well, there you go. Yeah, you should do more like of a fart sound or something when somebody stump us, and you get like a. That'd be kind of cool.
I have to. Music in the house. Do you realize that if you pull the inside of that out, you can change the battery in those Pulse CDs?
You can. Mine actually still works.
Yeah, it takes a AA battery.
Did any of you all get the latest AC/DC set that had like the little boom box that you can plug it in and it played? like Rock or Bust or whatever it was called.
Wow. Well, Tool put out one a couple of years ago. That one where it had a video screen in it. When you opened it up, there was a video screen showing.
Who did?
Tool. It was like Fear Inoculum or something.
That's funny.
Oh wow. No, I saw that AC/DC one. I didn't pick it up. Now I'm kind of wishing I had.
It was like $50, cool. Yeah, for the CD in the box. I didn't get it.
I miss live. Lou Reed, Bee Gees, and the band. I saw the band. I'm not a Lou Reed guy, and I only like the Bee Gees in the '60s. But I never saw them.
Yeah.
Whose house is John getting ready to burglarize?
See, I know this guy. This is the guy I grew up with, so he's going to give me a hard time here.
Okay.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Well,
yeah. I know him.
What do you think about going to concerts when only one of the original members is still playing?
Depends on the member.
Yeah.
If it was, I don't know. If it was the Beach Boys and it was only Brian Wilson, I'd be there. But if it was the Beach Boys and it was only Bruce Johnston, no.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, it depends. Yeah. Depends who it is.
Oh, yeah.
Depends on which member is left. Exactly. I saw the Police on the final tour. That would have been good. I kind of like the Go-Go's, Somebody turned me on to one of their albums, and it's actually pretty good.
Yeah, I've never listened to a full Go-Go's album.
I did see Jimi Hendrix, 1969 at Maple Leaf Gardens.
Wow. Now, that's somebody I would like to have seen, obviously.
Hot Rats, Waka, and Wazoo are the jazz rock essentials. Way to go, Jeff. You said it. And those remixes, like the new releases on vinyl, sound frigging amazing.
It would have been cool to see Chuck Berry, like in 1958.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, that would be cool.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
There's great bands that are still doing incredible with only one or two people left. Yeah.
Like for me, for example, I saw the Zombies in 2014 with Rod Argent and Colin Blunstone, who are the two main players, of the Zombies. Like I consider that the Zombies.
Yeah. And they're putting a new album out, right?
New album in April, I think. Yeah, I'm excited.
To find original member. I guess this means more from the band's prime than original in most cases.
Yeah, because
at what point does it stop being the band that it was, right?
I say
nobody from the original.
Yeah.
No,
no. But here's an example. So you look at Mike Love and his Abomination. They're called the Beach Boys. They're not the Beach Boys.
They're not the Beach Boys.
Yeah.
Well, Leonard Skinner too. I think.
Oh,
they're done too.
They're not Leonard Skinner.
I don't even know. Yeah. Are they still touring now? Or Leonard Skinner? They've given it up now.
Yeah. Well, did you see? The big thing is Dolly Parton was inducted in the Hall of Fame last year, and she is because God bless her, she's putting out a rock album as kind of her response, and she's got all of these names like John Fogerty's going to be on it, Paul McCartney's going to be on it. She's also got Leonard Skinner on there, so I'm just like, why do that? Like it's because Gary Rosington doesn't even play with them half the time because of his health. He's the only original member that's still living or that still plays.
Wow.
So I don't know.
Yeah.
Where's Mr. Happy? That he's in a t-shirt.
Oh, you're talking about John? He's in Florida.
I'm in Florida. Yeah, it's nice tonight.
Oh yeah, he's in the land of alligators
and oranges. Yeah.
And coyotes. I keep an eye out for those.
I caught White Snake with only David Coverdale, and it was pretty good.
Well, see, that's the thing.
Name another member of White Snake beside David Coverdale.
Yep.
Right.
That's a trivia question.
There you go.
Foreigner
like Guitar Jones.
Here's another example. We were talking about the Guess Who earlier, and you can go see the Guess Who now, and it's just Gary Peterson, the drummer.
Yeah.
Who gives a shit?
Yeah.
No, yeah. If you had the Guess Who or you had Bachman and Cummings playing somewhere, you wouldn't care if they had the name. You're going to Guess Who is Bachman and Cummings.
It's like the Temptations. It's Otis Williams,
right?
Yeah.
Like you don't have Eddie Kendrick or David Ruffin or any of those guys.
You're really going to hear people who sound like they make the same.
Yeah, it's cruise ship.
Yeah. It is.
But at some point, it stops being that band. It becomes a tribute.
Yeah.
band.
Well, all right. So here's a question: what do y'all think about? What about Chicago? It's Robert Lamb and two of the horn players.
No, I can't do that now.
You got to have Peter Cetera.
No, well, I couldn't do. I couldn't do Chicago without Terry Kath.
Terry Kath, yeah, but their peak was with Peter Cetera, and
their peak was their first 2 albums.
Yeah, or Styx doesn't have Dennis DeYoung. Hasn't for like 25 years.
Yeah,
like
isn't that Larry Gowan? Isn't Lawrence Gowan playing? Isn't he Styx?
Tommy Shaw is still in Styx.
Tommy Shaw. Where's Lawrence Gowan sing with?
I don't know that name.
Don't you? Canadian. Actually grew up around the corner from me.
Really?
You know Lawrence Gowan, right?
Yeah, I know who he is.
I'm
saying really that he grew up around the corner from me.
Yeah. He was younger than me.
Yeah, Lawrence Gowan. He's been with them from 1999.
Yeah.
To now. James Young is still with them. He's been with them since 72. Okay, so Styx has Chuck Panozzo, who's on bass, James Young, and Tommy Shaw, who have all been with them since the 70s.
Yeah, that's not bad.
But I mean, you're still missing Dennis DeYoung.
Yeah, what about like Creedence Revisited? You know,
no.
Fogerty,
that's
right?
I wouldn't pay $10 to see that.
You got 2 of the original guys, but it's not right.
It's not Fogerty. Forget it.
I'd rather go see Fogerty. Yeah.
But then on the other hand, then you've got, because again, it's got to be the key players. Like Kiss is Gene Simmons and Paul Stanley still,
right?
And they sang most of the songs. So and they're the writers.
Yeah, you got the 2 head guys. Like if you got the lead, kind of, I think it makes a difference.
But
you get it, yeah.
But I know some people kind of like they poo-poo on the Who right now because it's Roger Daltrey and Pete Townsend.
Yeah,
but it's like Queen.
Queen is not Queen.
No.
Yeah, no Adam Lambert, right?
And I know you guys are like, I'm a huge King Crimson fan. I mean, there's only been one person who's been in the band since its inception is Robert Fripp.
Yeah.
There's been a million.
What do you do with somebody like the Eagles who's had so many lineups that every lineup is played on an album? You go see them now. It's one original guy, but most of the guys have been with the band for 30 years.
Yeah.
Or Fleetwood Mac.
The Eagles. I don't
Fleetwood
know.
Mac.
Yeah.
Same thing.
Yeah, how would Fleetwood? You'd have to have Lindsey Buckingham back.
Well, not necessarily.
But do you though?
Yeah, do you?
I don't
you don't have Peter Green. I mean, bring him back. That'd be cool.
But right now, I mean, obviously,
although he's gone,
has passed.
Yeah, Christian McVie's passed.
I would have loved to have seen Fleetwood Mac with Mike Campbell and Neil Finn.
Well, that's true.
And I would have loved to do a studio album with that lineup.
They've had so many different lineups. They could make a new album as Fleetwood Mac, and I'd be fine as long as Mick Fleetwood and
John
McVie
are
there.
We're good.
It's Fleetwood.
I was gonna say, would you see Fleetwood Mac now with no Lindsey Buckingham? Christine McVie has passed. It's the lineup that just toured, obviously minus Christine McVie. Like, would you pay top dollar to see that?
Yep.
Is that Campbell?
I don't know if I'd pay like $200.
Campbell and
Finn. I mean, I've seen that line. They toured that current lineup without Christine, because remember they recorded the album "Say You Will."
Yeah.
Without Christine, and they toured, and I saw them on that tour. And
they had Lindsay.
They had Lindsay. Yeah, you're right.
I'd like to see them make another album.
I would too.
Yeah.
Fleetwood Mac. I don't know.
I know Campbell. I know Dirty Knobs are currently in the studio.
Because what's his face? Neil Finn or whatever. He's. I mean, he's a pretty talented guy. He's got a great voice.
I'd love to see what he could write for Fleetwood Mac.
Yeah. Then why not? Just do something different.
Right. I mean, Fleetwood Mac's not a band, right? They're a music collective.
Yeah. Rob, who is the lady over your shoulder? Oh.
Over here? That's the Bengals. Over there? That's Taylor Swift.
I have Sheryl Crow.
Need to check that out. I'm guessing that battery is pretty corroded now. Yeah, but it's there though. Just pull out the inside, almost like a cigarette pack.
Yeah, when did that album come out? 94? 90.
Yeah. Foreigner had no members.
Yeah, Mick Jones is in bad health, and they're on their farewell tour without Mick Jones, which is
The Go-Go's were good. I saw them on a reunion tour about 15 years ago.
There's another one, Journey right now. It's Neil Schon, who's the only original member, and then Jonathan Cain, who are currently in legal disputes, but they're still touring because Jonathan Cain wants the money.
Wow. Neil Schon should just go back with Santana.
Neil Schoen's probably, because they were going to have, what's his name? It was the original keyboard player, Jeff Porco?
Yeah.
From Santana. They were going to pull him in because they're on their 50th anniversary journey. But then there's the whole mix up of Jonathan Cain and Neil Schon that he got ousted. So it's still just Neil Schon is the lone original guy.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. He's not. Jonathan Cain's he was like 10 years after they were formed.
Yeah, I think
Rob
I told you
probably
the
can
time.
address this. Still no CD or vinyl editions of Susanna Hoffs.
I wish there was digital only, but Susanna's teased in social media in the last couple of weeks that she's working on new music. So let's hope there's a physical release. I hope so. I'd also like to see them put out the rest of the Bengals catalog on remastered vinyl. They did the last 2 albums. They need to do the first 3.
How many do they have altogether, the Bengals?
So there was the 3 they did initially, and then they did, when they reunited in the 90s, they did one as the original lineup with Michael Steele, and then they did another one, which is that one there on my wall, without Michael Steele. So it's 5 altogether.
Okay.
The Stones without Charlie's pretty. It's starting to dwindle now.
Because at one point, Keith and Mick said that once Charlie was out, they weren't going to be called the Stones.
Yeah,
but obviously that didn't happen.
Yes, the perfect example. Not one original. Yeah,
there's it. But then the John Anderson group has. It's kind of like Brian Wilson with his group. He had Al Jardine, so he had twice the Beach Boys as the Beach Boys.
Unless you count Brian Johnson as a Beach Boy. I don't, but some people
do.
I
mean, like original Beach Boys. There were more original Beach Boys than Brian Johnson and Brian Wilson's band than the actual Beach Boys.
True.
I saw about 6 or 7 years ago with the faux John Anderson, the John Davidson, his name is.
Greg Raleigh.
And Alan White was there. Steve Howe was there. And Chris Squire was there. And it was phenomenal. They did Close to the Edge in its entirety. They did Fragile, I think. It was a fantastic show. I didn't miss John.
John, I enjoyed your Division Bell video because I could relate to it a lot because I just listened to it. So that was
okay. Yeah.
To Larry's.
Yeah,
thing.
I thought about you because I saw your video about it. Recently getting it. So
yeah, I still got to
took a while. Yeah, and you're like it's one of your top Floyd albums, right? Was that what am I correct?
I liked it a lot more than I thought it was because 90s, rock bands are like, those guys in the 60s, can they still do it? And I liked it a lot.
Yeah, it was interesting to go back and really think about what didn't click for me, and I think it was because of the song structure. It was more almost adult contemporary to me.
It was, with the production,
the music, right? The Gilmore stuff was still there, and it's great, but man, I just didn't get it when I first heard it.
Yeah.
So it took how many years to go, oh, okay, this is not a bad album.
I like it.
I think
I like it now.
Because I'm gonna do that contest. I need to pick an album and do it. I think I'm gonna go with a Beck album that I was given as VCLT. That I listened to it, I was like, oh, it's so long, and like I just got through it.
Which one was it? One of those like morning?
No, because that one I like the song like the one that won the Grammy like in 2014.
Yeah,
no, this was like one of his classic ones. Sea Change.
Sea Change, great album. There's that one and the one that followed it. They were like one was about him getting divorced and the other one was him. Yeah.
I have the other one.
Sea Change. That's 21 years old this year. Wow.
Yeah, that's a good album.
That was a departure. That was like him going, very moody.
I think that's the album I'm going to listen to.
Introspective singer-songwriter.
Yeah.
I'm a big fan of his Odelay album. I like the Odelay.
Yep.
It's kind of out of my wheelhouse, but I think it's a great album.
It's a good album.
Yeah, it is. Yeah.
I respect Beck a lot. I don't like his music as much, but I respect him.
Yeah.
Because he likes the old guys.
Oh, no, you're a Swiftie.
Loud and proud, Rob.
Yeah.
You like what you like.
Yeah, I liked Beck in that Echo in the Canyon. It really showed him as a singer more,
Yeah.
Yeah.
I liked what he did on there. And that one, I forgot the
Greg
lady's
Raleigh,
name.
that's who,
Oh, my musical crush, Jade.
Is that the one was belting it out? That
yeah. She was in Edward Sharpe in the Magnetic Zeros.
Man, as soon as I heard her voice, I'm like, who is that? Yeah, it's a.
But she does go where you want to go. Yeah.
Yeah. Oh my god.
That's she's great. My musical crush. I love her. Yeah.
Yeah. Just one of the many.
Yeah. Right.
Good night, Jeff.
Night, Jeff. Hey, Jeff. Take it easy.
If you want to jump into bed and get naked and come and join us with your covers over you, Steve likes to do that.
Yeah, Steve. And he picked up subscribers.
I don't encourage any more male nudity on this.
Springsteen Tour will make each individual show as downloads in 24 hours of each show.
So do Dead and Company.
Yeah. Beck's Mutations album is underrated. I don't know if I know that one.
Yeah, I got to get more into that catalog. I kind of strayed from Beck, and I'm kind of going back to Beck now.
Well, he goes all over the place. He's like adult contemporary once. He's like kind of dreamy, and then he's like hip hop. He's all over. He's kind of like Jack White. He just kind of does his own thing.
Yeah, he has that hip hop flair, but it's not annoying like hip hop drives me nuts. But that I like. I like what he does with it.
Oh, that song, Turntables and a Microphone or whatever, is the catchiest freaking song ever made.
Oh yeah, got 2 turntables.
Two turntables and a microphone. What a song!
And then obviously Loser was a huge hit.
Yeah, Where It's At is that one.
Yeah, Where It's At. I love that song
because it's just got a funk to it. It's just good. Yeah, I like it. Yeah, even Devil's Haircut, even as crazy as the effects he uses, it's really good.
U.S. Congress, I like this idea. U.S. Congress just concert tickets cannot be resold for a profit. I think that there needs to be something done.
Yeah, Ticketmaster needs a
I hate to see government step in. We don't need more government, but I'm telling you, at some point, we need to be protected from these crooks.
Well, like you're saying, Sam, though, this is Ticketmaster even before it gets to somebody who's going to resell it. The problem's with Ticketmaster, too.
They allow it. Yeah, they allow it.
Live Nation or whatever? Yeah,
well, they have their own reselling platform, right?
Yes. Yeah, they even give the disclaimer, like, tickets may be sold to a third party, so I just be aware.
And they're the third party most of the time.
Yeah, because you'll go like, because like if you are on a normal concert map of a venue, like the blue dots are like available seats, but then they turn pink, which is the ones that are resale, and they're like $100, $200, $1,000 more.
Okay, yeah, I didn't know that.
But they're sold, and then you'll refresh the page, and like that same seat that looked like it was sold turns pink. It's because it's a reseller.
Okay.
Yeah,
it would be interesting. So, say they passed a law like that, it's just going to turn back to the days when you wanted to go to a concert. You showed up and you bought a ticket off the street for a scalper around the corner in the alley.
Yeah, it's just online scalpers. It's like George and Kramer selling
face-to-face scalping again,
selling Pagliacci tickets.
Yeah, but I think printing real tickets should come back. I know it's gone now. Like you go to a concert, you go to a sporting event, you got to show your phone,
and it's like $5 more to print it off.
Yeah, like
I miss having a real ticket as kind of a memento.
Yeah, I hate because like you were like printing it off on like copy paper, and it's just like I got to show this whole thing with like all these like ads for like Pizza Hut underneath. It's like what is this?
Yeah. And me working now as an usher and thing, sometimes I got to take the tickets and they give us a scanning device to stand when people come in.
You got to have like
their codes and stuff on the phone. And sometimes like their phones don't have a bright enough setting and you can't scan it. Other times you just go to scan and says, this is a copy. So people buy 6 tickets and spread them out to their friends. They do a screenshot and send it to them. Well, we don't take screenshots. So now someone's come into the thing, their buddy's going to meet them there an hour later, and they're showing up with a screenshot, and we go, I can't scan you in. You're screwed. There's just
or you have the person they can't connect to Wi-Fi. I've been there, like I'm trying to connect to the Wi-Fi because
the Wi-Fi doesn't connect. You get a lot of that, so you're going to have to stand there until you figure it out.
Yeah,
it's a pain in the ass.
It is. Even as a concert goer, it's a pain.
Yeah. I don't like it. I agree with Rob. Like it's nice to have a souvenir.
I miss it, yeah. Because I would like as a kid, I would put them like on my bulletin board, like with tacking it up, like there's all my stuff.
Saw them at the Hoople in 2009. The next night, you could buy the previous night's show on CD. Yeah, that's cool.
I went to a show again. One of my favorite band, the Glen knows, Blue Rodeo. They do this Stratford, Ontario show, in January every year. And it's a ritual, and they've done it for 20 years. And one year they did it that if you pre-bought the CD ahead of time, you would get it 15 minutes after the show. They had like this audio rig in the parking lot where the soundboard was feeding the audio truck. And the minute that the show was over, they had like 500 CD burners fire up, and they already had the packaging ready, and they just dropped the CD. And if you prepaid, you waited in a line after the show, 15 minutes after the show, you had a CD of that concert.
Yeah. Wow.
That's cool. I like that. That's a good idea.
Yeah, that's great. That's great that they do that. I've got one. I actually bought it in San Francisco when I was there, but there was a offshoot Grateful Dead band called Further with Bob Weir and I bought from Amoeba Records. I went and bought. They were doing the same thing, so it comes in an envelope and it's got the date, whatever show it was at, and you just bought it at the end of the show.
I have one of my friends. He's a diehard Deadhead, and he says that Further was the best offshoot band. How do you feel about that?
Yeah, they're really good, really good. Yeah,
because they also had
excellent.
You had like Rat Dog. We were another one.
Yeah, Rat Dog was good too. Another one.
Wasn't the Dead because they toured without Jerry for a bit.
Yeah, yeah.
Don't start that yawning, Rob. You're gonna get me yawning, man.
Sorry, you're out walking. You
vinyl box
set. In the warm weather.
Are we boring you?
I paid $5 for a $20 ticket to the Stone Steel Will tour. I learned after seeing Scalpers selling their unsold tickets before a Who concert for $1 after the concert started. That doesn't happen too often, though. I've seen Scalpers rip up tickets before they'll sell them for $1.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't trust scalping at all. Like I would love to go to. I like to go to the show with ticket in hand.
Well, in the old days when you actually hit the tickets, it said Maple Leaf Gardens on it, and it was a ticket, and there was no way of
my buddy and I went to see U2, and we had tickets for the show, and they were okay. It was at Air Canada Centre in Toronto, which is now Scotiabank Arena, where the Maple Leafs play, and it was up in the upper deck. We get to the show, and my buddy had bought the tickets because he was taking me for some work that I'd done for him. And he goes, let's see if we can get better tickets from a scalper. I'm like, hey, whatever you want, man. And he worked it out that he traded his tickets to the scalper and paid, I don't know, a little bit more. We ended up with seats that were like 3 rows off the floor. It was fantastic.
Yeah.
Wow.
I don't know if you still can do it, but I remember the days where you could kind of just sneak your way to the front. I don't know if you can still do that or if they stop you now. But
I've done that like sporting events more than like a con. I've never done it at a concert.
Yeah, we did it with Cheryl Crow.
75. I had extra pair of tickets for the Stones show in 1975, and I had fairly good seats, about halfway up, and they were okay, right? And I had another seat that were behind the stage, and I got my buddy and his girlfriend said, "You want to, go?" And so they take the seats behind the stage, and I got the seats in front of the stage. Before the show starts, the Stones handlers come up to the people behind the stage and go, "Come on with us," and put them all in front of the stage.
Nice.
Wow.
That's cool. Right place, right time. That's cool.
Yeah. They were selling paper pre-internet.
In the newspaper. Yeah.
Hey, do you remember the guy?
For Ghost, the guy offered me $25. I walked inside with an extra souvenir.
I don't know if I meant that into their music, but I think it'd be a pretty interesting concert for Ghost.
Can you see them?
I don't know. Just staring at a stage.
How do you really know they're there?
The guitar's playing itself. What's going on? Yeah.
Yeah, I paid $200 to see Ghost.
I didn't see a thing.
Hey, the whole audience booed,
Yeah.
Yeah, here we go.
Booed, yeah.
Oh boy.
That's a good one. All right, we're turning from trivia to dad jokes. Welcome.
Yeah.
When I went to the washroom, I accidentally walked close to the stage and took a few good pictures of Brian Wilson and the Beatles.
Oh, wow.
2012.
That's cool.
Nice.
For the 50th. I was so hoping that they would do a 60th because Al Jardine was like full throttle, like, yeah, we're going to do something.
I wish I had seen that 50th tour.
Yeah. I think they came to Virginia Beach was the closest they came to me, which is like 4 hours
away.
away.
I don't think they came up here at all.
They just did Europe and the US, right?
Yeah.
Maybe Japan. I think they might have done Japan.
How much are the Alison Krauss Robert Plant tickets? Are they pretty expensive?
They haven't put them on. They just announced the shows today.
I saw that.
It's going to be it's an outdoor amphitheater, so I could probably get a ticket for $40. I'm guessing.
Really? Sit on the lawns or something? Yeah.
Well, I would never do lawn. I would buy seats.
I don't know where they're playing in Toronto. They're probably playing at Molson Amphitheater. I wouldn't be surprised if they're at Molson Amphitheater. Yeah.
You mean Budweiser stage?
Budweiser stage. Yeah, I could sit on the lawns and go see that.
This new line was like mostly East Coast for the US.
Yeah, they're definitely they announced the Toronto date. I should check and see when the tickets are on sale.
They do. Yeah, they do a lot of covers.
Yeah, I know. I love Alison Krauss. So.
And I've never seen Plant, and JD McPherson would be killer.
Yeah.
Because he's a great rockabilly guy.
Yeah. I've seen Alison a few times. So.
What'd you guys think about the 2 albums that they put out?
I like it too. I don't.
Okay.
It's not something I play all the time, but I do like it.
Yeah, that was one of those when I did my my contest to show albums that I've only listened to once. The new Robert Plant album was one I've only listened to once. I liked it. I mean, I've heard some of the songs multiple times because they made like the TV circuits, like the late night circuits. But the whole album I've only listened to once.
I'll bet you it comes alive in concert.
Oh yeah, I mean, Plant always has world-class musicians.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm having a hard time getting into those, but I got right into the Emmylou Harris and Mark Knopfler one, Road Running.
Oh, that was a great album.
That one I just immediately got into.
Excellent album. All the Road Running, yeah.
Yeah, they put out a live one last year. It was a radio station recording, but they put it out on vinyl, and it came out pretty good.
Oh, really?
So it has all the. It's a 2-album set with them doing all that live stuff.
Wow, that's very cool. Yeah, they were. That was a really good record. Oh, that's old now. That's got to be 20 years ago or more.
I know, it's weird, right? Seems like yesterday on some of those albums.
I think it was right after 9/11, actually. Because the one song on there is about the incident.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I just realized.
Have any of you seen the Fab Four, a great Beatles tribute band? No.
Nah.
I've seen one of them. I don't know who I saw.
I would only go if it was free.
Who's the best singer besides Michael Nesmith?
Michael Nesmith.
Was there another one?
No, Mickey Dolenz had like 3 songs, and one of them was Randy Scouse Get.
Yeah.
No, it was Michael Nesmith.
Peter
probably,
Tork.
I mean, probably Tork, but
yeah,
nah, Michael Nesmith is it.
Yeah.
And then all the outsiders.
Yeah.
Yeah. Steve said he saw the Beach Boys in '76. Was that when Brian was back with them? Because I know he came back in like 75, 76 for like the Brian's Back campaign.
Doobie Brothers and Firefall. Who was the I wonder who was the headliner?
In '76?
The Doobies, probably? Maybe
Firefall. Probably still the Beach Boys in '76. Because that was the big thing. The hype was that Brian Wilson was touring again. That was when they had like 15 Big Ones was the album that came out around that time. And like that's when they did like that horrible cover of Rock and Roll Music.
Oh,
it's slow as all get out.
Yep.
Wow. Well, we got to shut her down pretty soon, boys. Anybody got anything?
Oh, it was the DBs. Well, the Doobie Brothers were headliners.
Okay. Tell us about your channels. Rob, go first.
Let me go first. I probably tomorrow, maybe I'm going to do my entry for Larry Graves contest, the the album that you're giving a second chance to. And I also still have to finish up this week was my 1-year anniversary in the VC. So I kind of have a retrospective. I've been trying to finish up and put that up, and
cool.
That's what's on the immediate horizon.
Sam?
Well, I would be remiss to not mention, again, like I try to do every week, our Glenn and I collaborate with Rich Strickler on his channel. So I've got a lot of outside projects where we're doing our own Hall of Fame on Rich's channel, our own Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. And we just filmed an episode tonight for bands out of 1965. Really fun. So check that out when Rich posts that tomorrow or the next day.
Yeah.
On my channel, I am currently I've got a slow series where I talk about albums that inspired me. I don't want to rush it because I don't want to just make up stories about albums. I really want to think about it. But I talk about
enjoy that, by the way, Sam. That's a great one.
Thank you. Yeah, it's I pick albums from my childhood and my young adulthood that have shaped my musical tastes. I'm also, I think, going to start a series. I might even film it while we finish up here. In place of my What I've Been Listening To series that I did last year, I think I'm going to do an album of the month where I take an album that I've listened to and really kind of delve into it versus going through 10 or 15 albums that I've listened to for the first time. So I think that's coming up. At some point, I'm going to have Larry's contest up. I just got to listen to an album. And Glenn and I were just on Larry Graves' channel where we ranked the combined songs of Crosby, Stills, and Nash and then Deja Vu in honor of David Crosby. So check that out on Canadian Stud Muffin's channel.
That was hard.
Yeah, it was.
John, what's
all right
going on, buddy?
Well, I have a bunch of videos I've recorded. one for Christian, the 365, and a bunch of shorts. But I am currently in YouTube parole right now, so none of my videos can come out till like Monday or Tuesday of next week.
Oh, because you're too many copyright claims?
I got a strike. I got a warning and a strike within like 10 minutes of each other. So I didn't even see the warning. Yeah, I was doing
with the strikes. A buddy of mine lost his channel because of those.
Yeah, so it sticks there for 90 days. So once you get the strike, you can't do anything, upload, post, nothing for a week.
Which song did you play where you got the big strike?
It was Dylan, I. And
wow,
what I did is, if you see my walk and talks where I put the video or the album cover down in the corner, so I do that, and I don't normally do that live. I usually just tape it. It's a live streaming app that I use, so it sort of still goes through YouTube, but it doesn't go public. It just goes right into private. So it's never been an issue. This time I'm like, oh, let me do a live one. So I'm doing a live, and all of a sudden shuts down. And I'm like, okay, that's weird. I got like little messages and whatever. So I'm like, all right, let me just redo the video. So I set it to private, but they counted that also as me doing it again right after it. So they're like, you have a strike now. I'm like, what the heck just happened?
Wow.
So just be careful when you're streaming. This is what I don't get, though.
I don't play any music.
There's people that play a full album for 3 hours in a live stream, and it stays up. I played one song. I don't know how that works.
I don't know either. I don't get it at all. And you know what the funny thing with me is? So there's a Canadian band called Lowest of the Low, which is my favorite Canadian band.
Mm-hmm. Love those guys.
They were an indie band. They were famous for being an indie band. They could have signed big record contracts, and they said, no, we want to do it our way. We release everything our own. Everything's the same. That was their whole shtick and what made them famous in Canada and gave them all the respect. They signed with Universal Warner's 2 or 3 years ago to put out one album, and they got dropped by them a year or so ago. And for all the time I've been playing Lowest of the Low songs on my channel. And once they signed with Universal Warner's, now I guess they figure they own everything, even though they don't even have them under contract anymore. And I got all my videos that had any Lowest of the Low on them, all got copyright. It said you can see the videos up, but you can't get paid for them. You can't do this, you can't do that.
Yeah, every one of my walk and talks. Yeah, every one of the walk and talks gets a claim, and that's fine. I can't monetize those, and the whole point of those is just to kind of promote my channel, do something different. So none of my regular videos get a claim because I stick to that 6-second rule. 6 seconds of a song just to give people a taste, and you move on. So yeah, you got to be careful with it.
I just don't do it.
Yeah. I think you're missing something though when you don't put that in there. You just want to.
I think it's a shame that you can't.
I agree.
Yeah.
Really, you're just promoting the music. It's not like you're
for free. Yeah, it's free advertisement.
Right, but they want their music handled the way they want it, I guess.
Yeah, but
oh well, lesson learned.
Crimson's big on it too. You can't, Beatles, King Crimson. There's a lot of them are so protective.
Yeah. Yeah. And I have a Bob Dylan in there in one of the walk and talks, man, in a long black coat. And that one got a claim, but no problem. But as soon as I went live, so that's the key.
Yeah.
So
wow. That's crazy.
Do you
I'll be back.
Do you have anything big, Glenn?
No, I got nothing big. I don't know what the heck I'm gonna do next. I gotta figure out something. I gotta do Larry's contest too.
Well, I guess at some point we can talk, Glenn and
we're gonna do the Sam and I are gonna do the review of the Dylan fragments, probably the first of next week. We'll record something.
Yeah,
Sam's had a chance to listen.
Yeah,
and that's about it. So thanks, guys. It was fun.
Awesome.
Thank you.
This is a really fun.
Rob's gonna come up with some sound effects for Stumpus next week.
You bet. Maybe a graphic too that we.
Yeah, Stumpus. Yeah. Something. Yeah.
Come up with something.
Okay, cool. All right, this was fun. Thanks, guys.
Right, everybody. Thanks for watching.
Okay, everybody have a great night. Thanks for participating and watching and all that stuff.
Bye, everyone.
Good night, everybody.